welcome to another Let's Play of a board game. Today I'm playing something again, but not on this channel. It's a little game, it's also why it's called Mini Rogue, and it came from, I think it is from way back, from 2016, a game which was created during a sort of game jam for board games. On Board Game Geek they have these contests, and this is a game, and each of these contests have, or some of the contests have special rules about them, and this one came from the 9-card contest. So the idea was that you are only allowed to have 9 playing cards. I think they are restricted to poker-sized cards. I don't exactly know. It could also be that you can have just 9 cards in general, and the objective is to create a full game out of that with this limitation. And there's kind of interesting variation or interesting stuff that comes out of there, and one of them is or was Mini Rogue, which I don't think they I think for overall games they only came second. There was another game that was better, but I mean, apart from that, why I chose this now to play now is there's also a long-standing running joke, the running gag that they want to open a Kickstarter for basically for producing this in a maybe much nice format, and with also some additional content which they couldn't do during the contest, of course, because they were limited to these 9 cards. And so, as I said, it's a running gag because I think for the past 2 or 3 years they announced that the Kickstarter will come, and it didn't come, and now maybe it'll come this year. Maybe not. Maybe the running gag continues. We will know at the end of this year. So as I said, there is 9 cards in total in there. You have to it's a print and play, so you have to currently you have to print everything yourself out and glue everything together. I made the effort to create a little bit some sort of more or less elaborate cards for that, because it's just 9 cards, so it's relatively easy to construct. That's why they have this contest, and these aren't double-sided. So normally in this contest, or sometimes in this contest, they have double-sided cards. That's how they get basically 18 cards out of 9 cards, which makes, of course, creating these things a little bit harder. But these are just one-sided cards, so if you don't want to put on the backside or the effort to create the backside, you don't have to. So you just have to print out 9 cards, glue them out, and what most people do is just they basically put them in with some old poker cards they have, or some magic cards, and just put on in front of it and be good with it. As I said, did a bit go further the effort and created. I basically printed them out and put them onto a bit thicker cardstock, so they are basically cards that I can also sleeve nicely, so that they shuffle nicely. And that's it. What you also have to provide is and as you see here, I've already arranged a bit the cards. So you have basically 6 cards that are representing your dungeon. You have a 7th card that's representing your boss monster, which actually you don't really need to have. And there is 2 cards that represent your character and your current board state. And apologies for the camera, it's a little bit blurry. It's a bit of a crappy camera, but it will be relegated anyway to the right corner, so it shouldn't bother anymore. And what you also need to provide is cubes to track all these different things. I also put on a dice here because I need to track experience I have, because this will unlock more dice, and that is also what you need. You need 4 dice and then you're set to go. I also put in this little token here just to get an idea or an idea where the character currently is. So there's different starting scenarios. In the setup there is a easy mode, hard mode, possible mode. I'm playing it in normal mode. It's hard as it is, because there is some luck involved, mostly depending on what cards you get and what you roll, of course. The rules aren't that complicated. They're all in this nice thing that for every card they have an explanation. The rules, I have to say, are a little bit convoluted, and they probably need some cleaning up, just because there's some stuff in there that's a little bit interesting. For example, combat is explained after all the cards are explained, which normally the other way around. The only way, because you also can have spells, the only place where the spells are explained are in the card section, which is a little bit weird. But I think we just go into the game just to show you how the game plays. It's really easy. There's an interesting mechanic, or an interesting thing here with exploding dice you can have, which there is some sort of push your luck element in there. So as I said, I decided to start on easy or normal mode, pardon me, which is I start with 3 gold, I start with 6 food, and we can see how that matters later on, and with 5 HP and no armor. You can get armor, which basically reduces, or is basically like helping you not get damaged. As I said, there is these 6 cards which represent the dungeon. At the beginning you shuffle these, or this is like your preparation phase. You do not shuffle in the boss monster, or you do not use the boss monster card until you get to the end of each level. So there's, maybe go back to the dungeon card here. So there's 5 levels which have different amount of areas in this level. So level 1, for example, the black sewers have 2 areas, and at the end, or if you are in the last of the areas of the specific level, you will also get the boss card in your dungeon, but we will come to that later. So I put that thing aside for the moment, and I just shuffle the remaining 6 cards. And what I do then is to form my dungeon, which always has this pattern here. So you start here, and you progress through there, and you have a choice at a certain step for what would happen, and that's basically it. So and then as I said, in the last area, you would just put in the boss monster at the end, and you will fight the boss monster. So that's everything. So you're now progressing to this dungeon. So I'm in area 1. So I flip this card here and resolve it. So this is the treasure card. The treasure card gives me gold, and I can get additional items if I roll a 5+. So there's a 1 in 3 chances that I get an item, and the item may vary. Unfortunately, since this is the first card and I did not encounter monster yet, I only get 1 gold instead of 2. And now I can roll, and on a 5+, I get a item, which I do. So now I roll again to see what the item is. It's 2, which is a better weapon, which gives me 2 XP, which is nice. So I track here with my dice that I got 2 XP here. Which is nice, because that means I basically get the benefits of slaying a monster without slaying a monster, so not losing health, which is a good thing. And if I get more experience points, I will unlock more dice, which is helpful later on in the combat, and also for skill challenges, basically. So next up, I reveal both of these cards, and what the cool thing is, I can now choose between those 2 things. So I can either go to the merchant to buy some stuff, or I can go to this event card to do some stuff. And I could go to the merchant. I only have I currently have 4 gold, which at most, I mean, I can get a big health potion. I can get a health potion, or rations. I think you can go over your limits. Basically, you can have at most 20 HP. But I can, for example, now drink a potion and just gain these 4 health points. I don't have a maximum apart from this 20 life for my character level, so to speak. So I could just get more health, just to just to help further, to help when I fight a monster in either of these 3 cards. Or I can go to the event card, which basically gives me similar things than the merchant, but there is a chance that I fight a monster. But the rewards are more or less the same. So quickly to see here, so the merchant gives me guaranteed stuff, and the event basically gives me similar things, but I have to roll for it. And I could fight a monster on a 6, which is of course 1 in a 6 chance that I get a 6 here. So I can do a skill check to help me a bit, which you basically always do. Unfortunately, getting or lucking out in the skill check is really hard on rank 1, because I have to basically roll a 1 to succeed at the skill check. So skill check works, you roll 1 die, and if it's less or equal than your current rank, you succeed. So basically I have a 1 in 6 chance to succeed at the skill check, but the skill check then lets me adjust the thing here. But I think, I mean, I could, as I said, I could buy my big health potion and just get to 9 health, which would help me a lot if I fight a monster in here, which I probably want to do just because I want to get the experience point to quickly get the second die, which then helps me fight more monsters. But I would lose 3 gold. I would have 1 gold left, which at least lets me buy more food next turn around. It's already AP here. Yeah, but I think it's this best thing to just get health now instead of later. So I lose 3 gold here, so I get down to 1, and I buy myself a health potion, so I get 4 health, so I go up to 9 health. So now I flip over this one, and now I have the choice, resting. So resting gives me the choice of 3 things to do. I either can search for food, I can reinforce my weapon, or I can heal myself. Since I just heal myself, it doesn't make sense to do this. So I basically just reinforce my weapon and I get an experience point. So I'm halfway to rank 2, so that's nice. And the last 2 thing, I mean, there will be monster and a trap, which is guaranteed here. So the thing is, going to the monster is probably better than going for the trap, because the trap generally is really bad in contrast to the monster. Well, I mean, probably, yeah, I mean, it's just lose something. I mean, I probably will not succeed on the skill check. I will probably be better off to fight the monster. So, and I get the experience points, so that's probably good. I will lose some health, but I got some health here, so I go to the monster. And the monster, basically, depending on which level you are, there is a different monster which does different amounts of damage, which gives you a different amount of reward, which is basically XP. That's everything it has. In order to get the health point, it's the dungeon area, so it's not the level, it's the area. So it could be still in level 1, but it could be in area 2, so it has more life. And it's basically the area plus 1d6. So at the moment it's 1d6 plus 1, so it has 2 health. And I have a tracker here for the monster HP, which is 2 health. And I should be able to defeat 2 health very easily. So yeah, so because basically if I hit, it will be dead. So what I do is to roll all my dice I have unlocked, which is currently just 1. And I roll the dice. On a 1 I miss, which of course I do. So I have to remove that thing and no damage is dealt, which again is bad. Of course, thing here is crap. So yeah, I don't do any damage for now. So so now I can so I could deal now damage, which I don't. So the thing deals damage to me, which is two things. So I go down to 7. Now it's my turn again, so I can hit it again. I roll another 1, so I lose again 2 more health, which is the everything. This dice is really crappy. So now, okay. So I roll a 5. So I deal 5 damage to the monster, and the monster is dead because it only has 2 life points. And I gain 1 more additional. The reward is 1 XP, so I gain 1 XP. So I'm at 4 now, which is really good. And I mean, I just negated all my thing here. Yeah, I mean, it's, as I said, it's a bit lucky here, luck driven here. So that's it. And I'm at the end of the dungeon, or at the end of this area. And whenever I am at the end of an area, I have to consume 1 food, and if I can't, I will lose health. So, but I think in the start with 6 food, I can use the food, and I traverse to the next area. And the next area, I do the same thing here. I shuffle all the cards, and that's basically what all you have to do. It's going through 14 areas until you are at the end and defeat the final boss, and if you do, you basically win. So let's see, that's on camera. Let me mark that. So yeah, so here we are again at the first entrance here. It's directly the trap. So let's see what happens. I roll that. Oh, I forgot. I have to add. Now it's in the last area. I have to add the boss monster just to remind me that I have to fight boss. I did not roll a 1 or lower, so I failed its skill check on the trap. And then I have to roll again what the trap actually is. It's a 3, which is Acid Mist, which removes 1 armor, which basically does nothing because I don't have any armor. I don't think, yeah, it just says -1 armor. So that's at least good. So let's see what I have next. Oh, unfortunately, this is unfortunate if the monster and the treasure is at the same space here, just because, yeah, just because you don't get anything. I mean, I only get 1 gold, which is, I mean, that's the only way you can get basically gold from killing monster is if you go to the treasure. I think, yeah. So I know here that the rest card will be here, which probably will help me get. So if I fight a monster and I go to rest, I will level up, which is really helpful for here. But I missed the gold for me to heal a bit. But I mean, I still have 1 gold. I could still heal a bit. So if I go here, there might be a chance that I get better weapon again, so I can level up. But fighting the monster is guaranteed. Unfortunately, the problem is that the Undead Giant, which is the first boss monster, has 10 health. Will probably kill me. But if I don't have gold, I cannot. Yeah. So I know that here in these 3 cards there will be a rest, there will be a merchant, and there will be an event. Where I could fight another monster, which would be bad. Just getting 1 gold. What can I do with 1 gold? I mean, I can buy 2 health potions, which gives me 2 health. Should go to 7, which would help me to fight that. Worst case, the monster deals 2 damage to me, so I go down to 3, which would one-shot me on the boss. Yeah, I think the best thing is to go to treasure to just get the 1 gold here, and maybe get an item. On a 5+, I rolled a 5+, and let's see what I get. I get an armor piece, so I get just 1 armor, which is nice, which helps me fight on. So I get to resting. So I think I'm going to reinforce my weapon here. What's a little bit unfortunate, I know that the merchant and the event is in here. And I cannot get experience point from the merchant, but I really want to have, or really want to get the, I basically want to get the experience point at some point. So I can fight the boss monster better. Yeah, maybe it was an error. I mean, there is a 1 in 3 chance I get experience points by either fighting the monster here, which actually gives me more experience points than I would do otherwise. But of course, it actually does the same amount of damage and has the same amount of life, but always gives 2 experience points, which at the beginning is basically better. Or I can go to the merchant and just, I mean, I basically have to prepare for the fight here. So I'm at basically 6 life, so I can tank 2 hits. With him having 10 XP, that's a lot. And I have 2 gold. What I could do is to sell my armor piece to get the 5 gold. To get myself a health potion and a big health potion, so +5, so we get to 10 life, which I would be able to tank 3 times the boss monster, which may be better to do. Alternatively, I think that just survivability is better here. So what I do is to sell my 1 armor piece to get 3 gold. So I go up to 5. Then I buy a big health potion. Can I actually buy 2 things? I think. I need a number of items. Yeah, sure. So I can buy a big health potion for 3 gold. So I go down to 2. So that gives me 4 health. So I go up to 9 again. And I can buy a health potion. So I get down to 1. So I get to 10 health. It doesn't matter to get another one. So I basically just get 4 turns for this one. I mean, I could get to 11 health, but it doesn't help me. I just want to get to 10 health. So I can tank 3 times and I get 4 turns to kill it. Which on average, I roll 3 damage. So that would mean, or 3 to 4 damage. So that would mean that's enough to kill it in 4 turns. That's more or less my my experience. So I go to the boss monster here. So again, it's basically the same thing. He has guaranteed 10 life points and does 3 damage. So I roll here again my dice. It's a 1, I miss. It's a really bad dice. I mean, they're zombie-side dice. They're always bad. So I lose 3 health here, so I go down to 7. So now I have to roll really high, otherwise I'm dead. So I roll a 6. So what I can do with a 6 is to... That's basically the push your luck and exploding dice aspect of it. So the 6, this deals a flat 6 damage. What I can do, I can roll again and add what I roll to the hit. If I roll a 1, I will do no damage at all, even with this 6 damage. So this is not locked in per se. If I roll a 1, I miss completely. But if I roll anything else, I do the damage, and if I roll another 6, I can repeat again. So I can push your luck more and more and more. So yeah, I think since I'm down, I think I roll again. It's a 2. It's lucky. So that's 8 damage, which is really nice. Oh, I have to basically set this to 10. So that's 8 damage. So it goes down to 2, which is good because now I only need to do at least roll a 2 in my next turn. So, but I lose again 3 health, so I go down to 4. So now I have to just roll a 2 to succeed, and I roll a 2. So the monster is dead. So I get the rewards of the boss monster, which is a bit better. I get 2 gold. 1, 2. I get 2 experience points, so I go up to 6, 7. So I'm now at rank 2, which gives me 2 dice when I deal damage, which is, I mean, at least I deal 4 damage at least, because the ones, of course, are removed. And I get an item, which again, the only thing where there is an item is on the treasure card. A 5, which is the poison spell. So I get a spell here. So I can have 4 spells. There's 4 different spells: fire, ice, poison, and heal. And I can use it during my combat round. And yeah, the poison spell does 5 damage a turn. So it's really good later on when there's a high level monster to deal a lot of damage. And again, since I'm at the end of the area, I now have to eat food and I go down 1 level. So I'm now at area 3 at level 2. So the monsters now get harder, but I have at least 2 dice now, which is kind of important. So let's see what I get. I get the trap, directly the trap, which is bad. So how the trap works is again, skill check, but now I have to roll a 1 or a 2 to succeed, which is a lot better now. Of course, I rolled a 3 because the dice hate me. So I fail again. Oh, so I have to roll again to see what the effect is, which is the 1, which is just a mold miasma, which is I lose 1 food, which isn't that bad per se. I of course have to stock up on some food now. So let's see what I can do. So I can either rest or I can do the treasure. I think I want to do resting because I probably want to do. I want to heal. I could search for rations, which is not that important right now. So I go here. I heal. At the beginning, it's more important to fix your health. I mean, reinforcing the weapon would be good, but I don't think I can level up. And here's the monster. So now that I'm level 2, I get the skeleton, which does 4 damage to me, but only gives me 1 XP. So that's a little bit of a bummer. And I roll for the health. I'm at area 3, and it gains +3, so it gains 6 health. But now I roll 2 dice, which is nice. Yeah, and that just flat out kills it. I don't have to do anything else. So I get 1 XP. And that's it. And then I go to the next thing. I could go to the merchant. I don't think it's beneficial for me. I mean, I could buy some potions. I could buy some rations. I have 3 gold. But I'd rather go to the event and see if I can succeed at the skill at least. Nope. Let's see what the event actually is. It is 4, which is whetstone, which gives me 2 XP, which is nice. So I'm at 5. So I could level up really quickly now. So again, I lose 1 food and I progress to the next area. So now I probably have to buy some food if I come to it. So let's see what we get here. We get resting. Yeah, and the boss monster, of course, is at the end. I guess. I mean, if I reinforce my weapon now, I level up, which would be nice. Which I think is probably better, just to get three damage dice. Yeah, I think I get the I get the thing here to level up. So now I get 3 dice to roll, which I at least do 6 damage now, if I hit. So that's that. I don't search for food, but at least I get to level thing here. So now I have the choice here. I could fight again another skeleton, which should be doable. Or I could go to the merchant to buy. The thing is that the boss monster does 5 damage, which is currently killing me. And I'd also need some rations and some health. I could buy another health potion just to get me to 9 health. I know that here is only the trap and the event and the... What's in there? The treasure. And I have the poison spell as well. I mean, if I go to the monster, there isn't any benefit for me to go to the monster except for getting 1 more gold. The merchant at least gives me health. So I go to the merchant here. Let's buy the big health potion, why not? And go to 9 health. The treasure, yeah, which is about expected, gets 1 health. And let's see what I roll here. I rolled a 6, which is the healing spell, which is the nice one. I think I can use this at any point, which I do now. I mean, there's no reason why not to just use it, because, I mean, except if you're at max health. So this gets me basically to 17 health. This is at least nice, because this means that I probably can kill the boss monster very easily. So that means also the trap is here, so I definitely go for the event card. Let's see. Nope, I don't get the skill, but I get the event, which is the 2, which is 2 health, so I get to 19, which is almost max health. So yeah, so I go to the boss monster, which now is the Skeleton Lord. Whoa. So it has 15 health, but now I have 3 dice, so this should be hopefully fairly simple here to do. It does 5 damage to me. Okay, so there's 1 miss here, and I get 7 thing here, which is almost half of its life point. So it's at 8, and it now deals 5 damage to me. So I'm at 14, and then I do some more damage here. Okay, so that's another 10 damage, so that kills it. That's 10 damage. So I get 2 gold. 1, 2. I get 3 experience points, so I'm at halfway at rank 4, which is nice. And I get an item. A 2, which is a better weapon, so I'll get some more experience points. I'm almost at level 4, which is where you want to be very quickly anyway. I'm at the end of the area, so I get down and 1 food down. So now I have to buy some food, probably. Going further. Now there's 3 areas here in this level, so there's more chances for me to encounter monsters, but monsters shouldn't be a problem right now. And I basically don't really need to fight monsters now, except if I have to, because I'm basically almost max level here, which is what I want to be anyway. So yeah, I probably gather food just to get more food here. The thing that it's probably the best thing to do. I think I go to the event, roll the skill check. Now I have to roll a 3 or lower, so I get that. So that means I can now roll, and I can plus or minus 1 the result. So I can a bit control what I get. That is cocked, of course. 2. So I could get a health potion, or I can get a ration, or I can find loot. I probably want to have the gold. It's I mean, it lets me buy armor, which isn't bad. I mean, this basically gets me to 25 health in the end. Or I can find some rations. Yeah, let's do some rations. There's the trap, which is bad. So I roll to see. No, I don't succeed. So I roll a 6. Oh, that's the worst one. So what happens with a 6 is that I lose 2 health points. So I'm at 12. And I fall down. So what falling down basically means is, as you can see here, I'm currently at level 5 or an area 5. I go directly to this one below. So I'm at now an area 8. The advantage here is I don't think I lose any food here, or I don't have to invest food to get down here. So that's okay. I mean, it's basically just worse if we do this at the beginning. Now, since I'm anyway almost max level, I don't really care. I don't have to. I have to fight one less boss monster. Oh, I just have to resume the play on my next column. So yeah, it's basically just progressing me a bit faster through the dungeon. So well, whatever. So now I have the choice to fight a monster or the treasure. The monster now is, since I'm now at level 4, basically, I would fight the Serpent Knight. But as I said, I'm almost max thing. It gives me 2 XP, which would level me up. But I could level up in any other way anyway. I could level up even with the treasure. So I'd rather go to the treasure and not fight at all. I get 1 gold, and I get an item, which is 5, which is, again, the poison spell. So in the rules it says you cannot have more than 2 spells, but I think you can have multiple of the same spell. So I do this, which is really nice. So now I lose again 1 food. I go progress to the next area. I basically skipped level 3 here, which is nice. So let's see. So I can rest, food, or heal. If I rest here, I get to rank up. If I get the food, this would be helpful. If, of course, the health would be helpful to just counteract whatever happened now. What happened so far? I think a heal. It's probably better. Just to get again to more or less 20 health points, just to be on the safe side. I could go to the merchant or get some more treasure. If I go to the merchant, I think what I could do, I can buy any spells because I'm max spells anyway. I could sell one of the poison spells, and get myself something else, maybe an armor piece. But then again, I think it's better just buy the big health potion. The thing is that there is 4 out of 6 gives in the treasure gives me. Oh, I had to roll anyway 5+ on the thing. Maybe I don't get 1 poison spell here. Well, let's see. I think it did I misplayed the treasure here because I got the treasure anyway. Although I had to roll for it for a 5+. Yeah, that's a mistake. So yeah, let's now I have to think about it. So I think I got both poison spells. Since I didn't use them, I can just remove them. So so there was a mistake here. I had to roll a 5+ to actually get the treasure on the treasure chest here. Since I didn't use the poison spell, doesn't matter. I can just remove them, which now makes the going to the merchant a bit different. So now that I'm in this state, I probably want to go to the treasure room. Well, yeah. I don't have to fight a boss monster right now. So yeah, it makes sense to go to the treasure. So I get 1 gold at least. Now I have to roll a 5+ to get the treasure. Well, that's not in the box. So I don't get any treasure. So let's play this correctly. So I go to the trap. I could fall down again, which would be nice. So I have to do a skill check, which is still 3 or lower. That's lower, so I succeed, so nothing happens. And there's a monster or an event. I, of course, go to the event. I don't care about the monster. I mean, at some point I have to level up, but not a skill check, which will succeed. And what's the event? It's again the same things. I could either do the health potion, foundation, or get some gold. I get the ration here again because I'm at the end anyway, so I lose it again and progress to the next area. So at level 4, the boss monster is the Serpent demon. And I just remember that I'm at the whole time I was in the wrong camera. Oops. And there's the boss monster here. Okay, so let's see what we have here. We have the treasure. That's a no-brainer to do. We get 1 gold. We roll for a 5+. We don't, so we just progress. So we could either rest or go to the merchant. I think I'm going to rest here just to level up, just to get the last remaining dice. So now I roll always 4 dice. I go to a trap, yippee. So on a 4+, or a 4, 1, 2, 3, or a 4, nothing happens. Nothing happens. Because now I'm at rank 4, I'm at max level, so this is at least good. And of course, where's my boss monster anyway? Where did I put my boss monster? I lost my... Ah, there it is. I have to go to the boss monster at the end. Again, I go to the event card here. I do a skill check, I succeed. 1. So I could either get a ration or health. I rather get the health, so I'm at 16 here. And I go to the boss monster. Yippee! So the boss monster, as I said, is the Serpent demon. It does 9 damage. Holy shit. And it has 25 life. I can tank 1 hit, but now since I roll 4 dice, hopefully this should be good. Oh, or did I get 1 poison spell from... Shit, I don't remember. Maybe I got 1 poison spell from... I think 1 poison spell I got from the Skeleton Lord that I've defeated. Yeah, I just don't get the second one. Ah, well. I should really remember what I do and not do any mistake here. Okay, so that's nice. So I get 16 damage. I can't quite kill it even with the poison spell. When does the poison come into effect? Inflict 5 extra damage per turn. So if I do poison now, this would be 19 damage. So I probably will be able to kill him next turn. If I don't, he has 25 minus 16, 9 life left, which I might not be able to do. In the worst case, I deal 8. Well, in the best worst case, if I hit with all, I deal 8 damage. Yeah, so let's use the poison spell here. So I deal 19 damage. So it goes down to 6. Now it deals 9 damage to me. So I get down to 7. So I have to kill it now this turn. I mean, I deal at least 5 damage here, so I only have to deal at least 1 damage, which I totally do. So I kill that monster as well. So now I get 3 gold for defeating him. 1, 2, 3. I mean, I would have also defeated it if I didn't have the poison spell. So I'm okay, even if I cheated a bit. So in the end, it doesn't matter. I get 5 experience points, which doesn't matter. I'm at max, and I get another item, which is a 6, which I think is the healing spell, which I immediately use probably. Yeah, since I'm at 7, so that's 8, so I'm at 15. And now I have to eat one more food and go down to the sunken keep of Og, where I will find Og's remain, which is the main quest I have to do here. I have to get some food. I have 9 gold, which is good, which is a good place to be. Og does 12 damage. Okay, so I need to basically get to 25 health, which is basically 5 armor and 20 health, just to survive 3 turns, or have 3 turns against him. So that would now be a good time to have a poison spell as well. So I'm at the beginning, so a monster. Okay, so I'm at area 11, so it has at least 12 hit points. It has 14 hit points. And it deals Ox Sanctum Guard, which deals 10 damage. But only has 14 health. Okay. Okay, so there's one miss here. That is 10 damage, and I cannot do anything else against it. So I deal 10 damage, so he's down to 4. And then it deals 10 damage to me, so I'm down to 5. Ugh. And I hit again. I don't think I explode that dice because it basically just kills it. So I get 3 experience points, which means nothing to me. Nothing. Yeah, I don't get to the trap. I get to rest. Then I still have 1 food, and I'm desperately in need of health. I basically get the free 2 health here, and get to the merchant. So what can I do at the merchant? I have 9 gold, which is good. I probably get some health potions here. The question is how many. So if I get 1, I would be at 11. I mean, armor pieces are really expensive. They cost 6 gold. Otherwise, I only have 2 rounds to defeat Og. I know that the treasure chest is in here. Since I fought a monster, I get 2 thing here. Unfortunately, it doesn't get me the chest. I always have to roll for treasure, I think. Let me quickly check in the rules. No, it's only a 5+, always a 5+. And I also have to buy maybe some rations. I know that there's an event and the treasure isn't here. I don't know. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I think I have to buy some health potions. So I buy for 3 gold my first big health potion. So I go to 11. I can do this once more to get to 15. Then I could buy some rations. So I do this once more. So I get 4 more health. I get to 15. And so now it's the question if I buy some rations. I could buy, for example, 3 rations to get me to the end of the dungeon at least. But then I have to gather some more things. So I would probably go to the treasure just to get the 2 gold plus maybe an item. So I need 1, 2, 3. I need only 3 food actually. So if I buy 2 here, I'm at 1 gold. So I buy 2 rations to get to 3. I hope I did this right. So I have 1 gold left, which I could use to buy 1 more health, which I do. So that's that. So now I know that there's a treasure and an event card. So the question is, I mean, the event has a chance to get me a shield. So does the treasure. Here I get the shield maybe more easily. There is also, although a chance to get myself into trouble. Although it again does 10 damage. Yeah, I go to the treasure. I get 2 gold back and a roll and maybe on a 5+. I get an item. I don't. Okay, so that's the end of the area. I lose 1 food and progress. I don't think I have to. I mean, do I have to get back up again? I don't know. No, I don't have to. I only have to go down. I mean, there's a challenging mode where you can just go back up again. Okay, so let's see. So rest, food, or heal. I get heal because these two doesn't do nothing for me. So I get to 18 health. I can either fight a monster or go to the treasure. Let's go to the treasure. Get 1 gold and maybe an item. Yep, I get an item, and it is a 3, which is a fireball spell. Okay, a fireball spell that just deals flat out 8 damage, which is not that bad. And then there's the event, so I do a skill check on a 4 down. Nope. And what do I get? I get 3, which is 2 more gold. Yeah, let's go to the merchant. So I have 5 gold. I think I do nothing here. I mean, I'm almost at maximal health. I need to get some armor just to survive some more rounds. But then armor costs me 6 gold, which I don't have. I could sell one spell, but I don't think it's beneficial. So let's lose 1 food and go down 1 area. Or yeah, let's do 1 area here. Let's see here, it's the merchant again. Yeah, it's the same decision as before. Yeah, let's go to resting. Let's get the 2 remaining health here. Let's do the event. So let's roll for success so I can adjust. So I get, yeah, I get the shield here because I can adjust because I succeeded the skill check. And I go again to the treasure to get myself to 6 gold and maybe an item. Yep. And I get the 4, which is an ice spell, which freezes 1 turn, which is also nice, which is basically skipping 1 turn, which is really great for me. So I get to the last area, which then I can fight Orcs Remain. Yeah, I think I'm in a good space here because I can freeze him, which basically means that for 1 turn he doesn't deal any damage, and then yeah, so I can survive again the same 3 turns as I would have done if I didn't have it. So let's see here, it's an event. So again, let's roll the skill check. I succeed. So what do I get? A 5. Yeah, I definitely get the armor, which at this point is probably useless, but whatever. Maybe we can get some more. Yeah, let's not go to the trap. Let's go to the treasure. Sure. Let's get 7 gold. Let's see if I get an item. Nope. So I know that the monster is somewhere here. If this is the monster, okay. So I can choose to get to the resting, which is the beneficial thing here. The problem is if I get an armor piece here, which I could, I only get to 23 health, basically, which doesn't really help me. I could sell, even if I sell the spell, it doesn't help me. I need to have more. Yeah, it doesn't change anything. Just go. Let's just rest. Why not? Let's get a food. Just have something to eat while we fight a boss. So let's do the boss. Orcs Remain. So he has 30 health. I roll for damage. Okay, so this is 12 plus 7, so this is 19 damage. What I could do is to explode these dice, but I think there isn't any reason to do so. 19 health is already a lot. I mean, he would be down to 11 points. Is that right? 29 minus it's 21 minus 10. Yeah, it's 11 health points, which is quite a lot because I still have the fireball, which is 8 damage. So that would be 3 health left, which I should be able to do within 4 dice. And I can freeze him this turn, so he doesn't deal any damage. So yeah, so let's do, so that's 11 damage, that's 19 damage, so he goes down to 11 health. I pop the freeze spell, that's the fire spell, the ice spell, which is basically freezing him for a turn. So he doesn't deal any damage this turn. So I can shoot at him again, or hit him again, which again is the same 19 damage, which just flat out kills it. So that's defeated, and I get Oxblood. Yeah, I defeated it. Is there any way I can score? Yeah, no, I don't think there's a score. I thought there was a scoring mechanism as well to see. Yeah, whatever. So that is Mini Rogue. So you just fight, and at the end you succeed. It's a nice little game. I hope that, of course, I mean, as soon as you get to level 4, it's basically to the rank 4, it basically becomes, yeah, it becomes really easy. The exploding dice mechanism is a nice afterthought, which is, they call it critical hit. Basically you can reroll again, which is at the beginning is nice, so that you can get basically 2 dice, to roll 2 dice, because it doesn't matter. So at rank 1, it's probably always advisable to roll again if you get a 6, just because you would have had the same chances of not succeeding when you just re-roll the dice again. So you always do that. As soon as you have 2 dice, it doesn't matter anymore that much. Of course, skipping 1 level is nice. If it happens at the beginning, it's probably run over. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice little game. There may be some variations when the Kickstarter comes out, where they add more cards in here, so that there's more variations in dungeons. Currently, it's always the same 6 cards, which is also nice because you know at least somewhat what happens in the dungeon. But of course, it's boring at some point because yeah, it doesn't matter. Of course, at the end, fighting monster doesn't matter. You get 1 additional goal, which is meh. So yeah, that's maybe that way they could change a bit. So maybe get some different monsters in here that maybe also have interesting interactions with the character. Of course, more cards that do more, that give you more stuff here to do. And what I really need them to do is to update the rules. The rules, in my opinion, are a bit meh. They could be better. As I said, there is a lot of stuff scattered around, which I would normally do something different. For example, the only place where the spells are explained is here. It's not within the combat. It just says, oh, you can use a spell. Okay, how? What? How does this work? You always have to go back and know that it is on the treasure card. It's not that obvious that it's on the treasure card, more or less. So there's, and because the merchant also says get only 1 spell, so it should be like just like combat. Here's the spell list, and you could also add more spells, of course. So yeah, that's a bit the thing here. It's the combat. It's really easy. 1s are misses, 6s are exploding dice. That's basically it. It's a little bit complicated. So just to give you an explanation on how this is written. So on the attack phase, it says roll all your unlocked dice. Makes sense. then discard any dice that missed. If you rolled a 1, your die is a miss and no damage is dealt with this die. So first you say just discard any that is missed, and it doesn't explain what is missed. It's afterwards. So what I would normally do, how I would phrase this is roll all your unlocked dice. All dice that roll a 1 have missed, remove them from the attack, they don't deal any damage. So you don't have to repeat again that. So basically you merge these two sentences together. Instead of saying discard any dice that miss, dot, if you rolled a 1, your die is a miss and no damage is dealt with this die, you just say, and then it says, you must discard it temporarily until the next attack phase after the monster counterattacks. So there's discard, 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 miss, 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 miss. So there's a lot of repetition in it, which on one point is good. You just say, roll all your dice, discard any that chose a 1, they missed. For every 6, you can re-roll the dice again. If you roll a 1, you lose all this damage, blah, blah, blah. So that's just, this is a little bit convoluted. I mean, now I just did it probably worse because I just glanced over it a little bit. Oh, this is what I completely totally forgot. You also have feats. Well, hey, you see, that's what I meant with the thing here. You also have feats actually. So I could reroll dice, but I reduce either the HP or the XP. So I could lose 2 HP or I could lose 1 XP to reroll attacks. So this maybe where there's an incentive to gain experience points even afterwards. But I think, yeah, that's maybe the reason. But I think, as I said, it's at the end. So why isn't it more at the combat? You may only reroll a die once per attack phase. Once the die has been rolled through a feat, you must accept it as a result. And is okay. So again, these rules are just complicated. Just basically, it's not feats; it's feat. You have 1 feat, which is you can reroll 1 dice at the cost of 2 HP or 1 XP. The new result stands, and this is explained in bullet points. So if you see this, so let's go maybe to the close-up. So if you see this in the rulebook, where it says feats, and you have 3 points, you assume that there are 3 different feats, but actually it's just 1 feat that has you basically, yeah, it's just basically 1 feat, which is what I explained. You may reroll 1 dice, the new result stands. If you do so, you lose 2 HP or 1 XP. That's it. That's your feat. There is no multiple feat, there's just 1 feat. That's what I mean with these rules. They a little bit. I mean, it's nice that they explained all room cards that exist, but again, they come with normally card explanations that is always at the back of the thing, so you can have it as a reference. And important things like combat or end of the game is normally way further ahead. So yeah, they should definitely rework the rules. That's, I think, more or less the only gripe I have with this game, that the rules are a little bit convoluted. I mean, it's very easy in the end. It's a nice filler game. It's played really quickly. There's just 9 cards that you have to cut out, and you have to provide some tokens, of course. But other than that, that's it. That's how easy it's done. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this short little thing. I hope at least that Mini Rogue comes to Kickstarter this year. And if not, I will be very sad. And on the one hand, also amused because the running gag continues. So we will see ourselves in the next video.